Well, you were talking about BMX, and
Yeah.
one thing I was curious to know about is in in the rudimental video, the
Mhm.
what is it, Waiting All Night? I think is what it's
Yeah.
called, something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It had you in that particular video. You get hit by a car, like you go
Yeah.
out, like you and your buddies out rolling around doing your thing, and then you go out in front, and then boom, like a garbage truck or something like that hits you. Whose
Yeah.
decision was that? And why didn't they just say we're going to tell Kurt's story versus this other story?
Well, part of it is like the psychology behind storytelling, especially in visual form and in
Hmm.
short form. You don't have enough time to keep people watching to explain why a motorcycle jumped to the importance of a bicycle. Where really the message was, hey, we're gonna just show that it was about the message is about getting back on, whether it's a motorcycle, the horse, a bicycle. It's more about how you just get back
I got
on
you.
and have the help with your friends. If it jumps from motorcycle to bicycle, the message I think would, dissipate too much in that short period of time. So it was a conversation between me and the director and some of the other producers and saying, hey, we probably should keep the subject the same just to keep that as like a non-question in the audience. Because the second an audience starts going, wait, what's going on? They've left what they're watching and they're in another time. They're not engaged anymore. So you don't
Right,
want them asking questions that you don't want them asking. So
right.
it was
Now
just
that
a
that makes
creative
sense.
choice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a massive, massive block of information to put in like a 3 minute span.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's a
exactly.
huge story. So yeah, all right, I get that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it wasn't
Totally.
to dramatize it. It wasn't to make it cool or different or special or
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I get it.
embellish. I mean, my accident in real life was way worse than the rudimental video accident, like way worse. So I'm
Oh, absolutely.
downplaying it. Yeah.
Yeah. So all that footage and stuff is like that's in that video is all like
Yeah.
made up, or not made up, but like it's all like staged
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if
Yeah,
they
stage.
used any of your actual footage, like from when you were actually in the hospital, anything like that. Like
No,
just kind of Easter egg it in there.
all of that is acting. Hey, we got to recreate this. We got to recreate this. But it was like, what was it like? And I'm like, okay, here's the scenario. Let's set up like for the hospital scene, right? I'm like, okay, and we're all like those people in the video, the BMXers. They're all my real friends. They're all professional BMXers too. So Jimmy
Yeah.
Levan's like a superstar. There's other
I
dudes
was
in
gonna
there.
say, yeah, I seen Jimmy. I know.
Yeah, Jimmy's a
I
fucking
used to
badass.
ride too, my brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Jimmy, Metal Militia or Metal, his bike company,
Yeah, this channel
and
is sponsored by Vans, so
oh, cool, cool. Yeah, I was with Etnies, so
yeah.
but
Anyway, whatever, man.
anyways, yeah, one up does it. But no, you know, we were all like in the room, and everyone's like, okay, we're gonna film this, and then they're all coming into the room and laughing, and we're trying to like set up the scene and everything else, and they all weren't quite in the space yet, in the headspace of what it was like. So I go, hey guys, go away for 10 minutes. Everyone else set up the cameras. We'll call action and have everyone come in. And I put myself back in that place. And when they came in, they're like, yeah, okay, we're ready to shoot this. What's wrong, Kurt? Like, are you, oh, we're here. And then they
Yeah.
were like realizing how bad it really was. And then they got emotional about it because I'm their real friend.
For you to, oh, oh, tell me what you want, yeah, want, yeah, want, yeah, want, yeah, want, yeah, want. I've been waiting all night for you to.
Some of them did come to the hospital and they're like, fuck, Kurt, this is too real. Like, and I'm like, we're showing what it's like. There are
Yeah.
highs, but there are lows. And if you don't let either of those out, then you just stay in this morose middle. So fuck it, let them out, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
and they were like, geez, that's rough, Kurt. I knew, but I didn't know. But if
it's
I
tough,
use
man.
BMX footage from me from before or even after, like I'm a much better rider than the video showed. Like,
Oh
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like a video, I'm just pumping around, doing a little air, and I'm like, oh.
Switch it.
Yeah, that's nothing, man. I could do flips, whips, truck drivers, 360s still. Yeah. I just
Like,
had
so
some
you,
surgery done on my hand. I don't know if you can see that. Like I had to have that whole thing opened up because of like old injuries here. So I've been off for about 4 months just letting this heal.
I
Um,
got you.
just started back in the gym like this week, and then I can get back on riding again here shortly. But yeah, I still ride. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I was noticing that you love those red rims. I know it don't really apply to anything, but every bit of footage I see of you, you're always rocking those red rims. It's like
Yeah.
that's Kurt.
Yeah, I like those, man. I don't know. What it is it throws back to like the old school, like 1940s, rat rods and 50 rat rods, like the red wheels with the white outside. Like I just, my dad
Yep.
raced cars. We built cars, so it just always like looked like that to me on a BMX bike. I know it doesn't to anyone
Absolutely.
else, but that's what I want. Fuck
It
off.
don't have to. I mean, it don't have to look like it to anybody else. As long as it looks good to you, that's all. Shit, that's all that
Yeah.
matters, man.
Well, that's what BMX is all about. It's punk rock. Like, dude, I ride a kid's bike really, really good. It's not cool. So when people
Yeah.
like hated me when I was like, young and like, why are you still riding a kid's bike? And then they see me on the X Games, like, oh, you're super cool. I was like, I didn't like you before. I don't like you now. Like, I don't want your compliments and I don't want your pity. Like, I don't care. Like that's it.
Right.
If you're a grown man riding around on a BMX for fun, you've already told society to fuck off. Like you just,
I mean,
you
yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, I love
In a good
that.
way.
Absolutely. I'm clipping the hell out of that. That's awesome. You're
Yeah.
because you're exactly right. That's the way it is. And a lot of people need to be more like that, man. I went to I don't know where, Target, I think. Shout out Target. But I went to Target the other morning and there was, I bet you, 7 or 8 just dads out there and they were skating in the parking lot. And
Yeah.
they looked like they were, 16, 17-year olds out there just having a blast, like hitting the curb and doing,
Yeah.
grinds and stuff. These were old dudes, man, and that made me so happy when I drove past it. I was just like, yeah, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
good for you guys. And they had
Yeah.
all their stuff set up and everything, and I was just like, man, keep doing that shit, because I love seeing that.
I think it's important to, in my opinion, this is mine, but have high morality and high ethics so that you know when to break the rules for good. Like
Sure.
that's it. So you're very, very careful about doing it. You're careful about people, worrying about other things as much as you can. And then at a point where you go, this rule's stupid. And I've justified or thought about it in my mind enough to know that it is. The same way like you come up to an intersection that's got, four-way red and you're just stopped there and it's 2 a.m. and you're like, well, there's no one coming. You break the law and go through it, not because you're running a red light, because the spirit of the law is so that people don't collide together. But if there's
Right.
no one there and you proceed cautiously, you're still obeying the spirit of the law.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta not have like leeway for it, but you have to have a sense of like of morality and understanding what a law or rule or societal norm is trying to say. And you're like,
Oh,
okay,
for
cool, I'll
sure.
keep that in mind while I do something else.